A trace of strange energy entered the pill, and the pill that was not very smooth began to become smooth. The clouds in the sky are still rolling. Another Danlei hit hard, but not surprisingly, it was directly swallowed by Long Yi, who was hovering over the sky and turned into a body. After swallowing the Danlei twice, Long Yi's golden body surface, thunder and lightning flashed, and the golden color became deeper than before. The brilliant thunder, like a giant dragon roaring in the sky, raged and danced in the sky, bringing up bright thunderbolts and swept down in an overwhelming storm. Above the sky, thunder rumbled endlessly, and the churning Danlei, like a thunder and lightning manufacturing machine, continuously spouted out many more and stronger brilliant thunder, and then was swallowed up by Long Yi. This guy has a lot of babies. Xiao Li, who was standing behind Xiao Longsheng, smiled and said. Xiao Long also nodded. Looking at this thunder dragon, Xiao Long couldn't help being a little jealous. It would be great if he had such a beast as soon. Licking his lips lightly, Xiao Yan's dark eyes were full of expectation. After half an hour of Danlei's baptism, Long Yi's body, which was originally covered with brilliant gold, was almost completely transformed into a deeper gold at this moment. Danlei continued to wreak havoc unwillingly. After more than 10 minutes, he finally had to give up the fate of being swallowed. The energy fluctuations in the clouds slowly weakened, and the thick thunder clouds slowly spread out under the gaze of countless eyes. When this terrible Danlei finally retreated, Xiao Yan discovered that after Long Yi swallowed Danlei this time, his aura had been greatly improved again. The Jiushuan Golden Thunder Dragon could still improve its strength by devouring thunder. Looking at the deeper golden body of the Thunder Dragon, Xiao Yan smiled and immediately cast his eyes into the medicine tripod again. The surrounding energy gathered, and the last and most difficult step finally passed. This imperial pill will also be refined successfully. Xiao Yan put in a trace of chaos Shengyan and slowly nurtured it, and the rough surface of the pill gradually became rounded. An energy fluctuation spread from the pill. Xiao Yan's figure was suspended above the sky. At this time, even with his determination, he couldn't help showing ecstasy in his eyes. After all, Dipin pill was born in Xiao Yan's hands that IT really succeeded. Taking out a pill, Xiao Yan's palm trembled slightly. The result of this time was somewhat unexpected to him. Even with his current ability and chaos Shengyan, if he wants to refine the imperial pill, the success rate will never exceed 10%. Just when everyone lost their minds because of the vision change in the sky, a brilliance suddenly flashed into the sky, and immediately like lightning, it quickly swept away from one side. After its figure, the rich fragrance of Dan was as rich as essence. This time Xiao Yan's alchemy attracted countless people to watch, because every time Xiao Long used alchemy before, Xiao Long directly suppressed it, and even Danlei directly suppressed it. It is naturally impossible for Xiao Yan's power to reach Xiao Long's level. Not to mention that this is an upgraded Danlei, so such a big movement naturally attracted a lot of people. Wang Guden, he was going to escape. The palm of the great heavens. The huge palm print of energy, carrying severe wind pressure, fell violently from the sky and slammed fiercely on the brilliance. With a slap, the light on the surface of his body was shaken away, and the light dissipated, and a trembling shadow walked out of the vision of Xiao Long and Xiao Li. Qinying had long black hair, her delicate body was weak and moving, and her big beautiful eyes looked at Xiao Yan in horror, with a pitiful look. As soon as he was born, he possessed such spiritual wisdom and used such methods to confuse people. Dipin pill is really extraordinary. Xiao Yan looked at the beautiful woman with a naked jade body in front of him strangely, but she smiled softly and said, "There is no gender distinction in pill medicine. Your appearance should have changed only a moment ago." Hearing Xiao Yan's words, the beautiful woman with a pitiful face was suddenly taken aback, and her figure hurriedly retreated. Xiao Yan stepped forward and appeared directly in front of the woman. As soon as he pointed out, It fell on her forehead like lightning, and a soul mark suddenly appeared. And with the appearance of this mark, the woman's delicate body trembled, and then her body gradually became illusory, turning into a round yellowish pill the size of a longan, with all kinds of strange aromas lingering all over her body. Xiao Yan took out the jade bottle from the receiving ring and carefully put the imperial pill Wan Duden, which he had worked so hard to refine for the first time, into the jade bottle. Seeing Xiao Yan put the pill into the ring, many people below were envious. At this time, He had already flown to Xiao Yan's side. Xiao Yan turned his head and looked at the two ancestors next to him. "Thank you, ancestors." Xiao Yan thanked Xiao Long in front of him. They're talented people in the Jiangshan generation. Boy, your talent in medicine refining is really amazing. Among the entire Xiao clan, you're probably the only one with such a genius. But boy, although you have successfully refined the Imperial Pill and promoted to the Imperial Pill with your current refining technique, it is not to say that it can be seen everywhere in the entire continent, even in Dizhou. You have to know that the Imperial Pill is not the highest quality of the pill. Xiao Long looked at Xiao Yan, who couldn't help but be ecstatic after refining the Dipin pill just now, and smiled. "Emperor's product? What grade? Isn't Dipin pill of the highest quality?" Xiaoli nodded. Maybe there are too many things to say about this pill, but he couldn't tell for a while. With a flick of his finger, a ray of light shot directly into Xiao Yan's eyebrows. The introduction of the pharmacist and the pill suddenly appeared in Xiao Yan's mind one by one. The post of alchemist has been greatly strengthened in this continent. The alchemists have summarized many levels of statistics into a total of 10 levels of 5 levels and 10 products. They are: the first product of the Emperor is the Imperial product. As long as you can refine the Imperial pill, it is the Imperial product, and there is no order. The second product of the Emperor, the third product of the Emperor, is the Yellow level alchemist. The fourth and fifth products of the Emperor are the Profound level. The sixth and seventh products of the Emperor are the Earth level. The eighth and ninth products of the Emperor are the Heavenly level. And the 9 products that surpass the Emperor are the Underworld level. In the Duty continent, it is somewhat different from the Vindictive continent. Although it is not easy to improve the quality of the same level, as long as you are diligent and have enough materials to consume, it is not as difficult as imagined, but it consumes resources. Therefore, powerful families can still be cultivated. What is difficult is the improvement between levels, such as from the ordinary 9 grades to the Emperor's 1st grade, from a yellow grade of the Emperor's 3rd grade to the 4th grade of the Emperor, the 5th grade of the Emperor to the 6th grade of the Emperor, the 7th grade of the Emperor to the 8th grade of the Emperor. These are not only possible by diligence and resources, but the difficulty is much more difficult than imagined. Countless alchemists have been unable to break through in their lifetimes, and even paid their own lives. Why? Danjiao. The step-by-step Danjiao is 10 times larger than the previous ordinary Danjiao. This has caused countless pharmacists to get stuck on the level of promotion, let alone the underworld level that surpasses the heavenly level. Therefore, ordinary imperial alchemists account for the vast majority. There are very few of the Yellow Order, and the Profound Order is relatively rare. Anyway, there are no alchemists in the imperial state that as for the Earth-level alchemists, there are only a handful of them on the entire continent. The heavenly-level alchemists can be said to be absent. As for the underworld-level alchemists, such a terrifying existence is probably impossible for the Duty continent to trap them. The imperial realm is no longer the master of the power of the soul. The power of the soul has become more mysterious and unpredictable on this continent. Above the imperial realm, the power of the soul is divided into 3 levels: artistic conception, world realm, and realm, but there are not many people who have really stepped into it. The artistic conception alone is not much above the mainland. As for the world realm, it is simply a rare existence, and the realm is even more legendary. The level. It is said that the strong of the soul of the artistic conception can travel thousands of miles in an instant. And it is not surprising that they can sense things thousands of miles or even farther. It is said that the strong who have reached the world can open up a space that belongs to themselves. As for the realm, it can create a realm that provides countless life activities. Under these, the sole power of the imperial realm can be said to be worthless. Knowing this information, Xiao Yan suddenly had an extreme yearning for that kind of realm. Boy, you also understand. Although you succeeded in refining the imperial pill for the first time and were promoted to the first rank of the emperor, if you rely on your own exploration, I am afraid that it is still very difficult to be promoted to the yellow rank alchemist. The third rank of the old man emperor. Maybe I can teach you. I don't know if you're willing or not. With a blink of an eye, Xiao Yan looked at Xiao Long's gaze and suddenly lit up. The yellow rank alchemist is also a rare creature in Dizhou. Above the imperial state, there are only a few yellow rank pharmacists, and the yellow rank pharmacists who have reached the third rank of the emperor, besides the Xiao Long pharmacist among the Xiao clan. Who else will there be? Xiao Long can be called the first person in the pharmaceutical refining industry in Dizhou. However, the medicine is old. You don't need to worship me as a teacher. I will only give you prescriptions and show you some ways to refine medicine. As for the others, I won't force you. Boy, will you learn it? Xiao Long looked at Xiao Yan, who was uncertain about the weather, and asked impatiently. Thank you, Ancestor Xiao Long. When Xiao Yan heard this, a look of gratitude flashed in his eyes, and he no longer hesitated and hurriedly nodded his head to thank him. I came to this continent by myself, and I have no prescription or medicinal materials. Why do you talk about refining medicine? No. Speaking of which, I want to thank you, haha. Xiao Long laughed. Thank me? Xiao Yan was puzzled. Stop talking, haha. Xiao Long was a little proud in his laughter. Xiao Long is good at gambling, but his luck is never good. He loses almost every bet. This time he actually won, and it was Xiao Li who never gambled. How can he be unhappy? In the future, Xiao Li can't say that he will lose every bet. Haha, I'm happy when I think about it.